I look at my game library these days and I feel like I'm inside Balogun Market. Same old games, just repackaged, renamed, and sold to me with extra shine. Everywhere I turn, developers are hawking remakes and remasters like they're selling gala in traffic. Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, The Last of Us, name it. If it once trended, it's getting repainted and resold. Now, let's start with Silent Hill. Konami must have had a sudden spiritual awakening because they're dragging the whole franchise back from the land of the forgotten. Silent Hill 2 is getting a full-blown remake, and they have already started teasing Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3 remakes. Now, Capcom is another culprit. After rinsing us with Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, they came back with Resident Evil 4, and that one blew up. It sold over 10 million copies, which is mad because this is the third time they've sold us this same village and chainsaw guy. And we see they chop them like jollof rice, so they don't warm, add pepper, add salt, add onions. Even Nintendo is not innocent. They're reviving Suikoden 1 and 2 in HD. Meanwhile, whispers in the alley say that Final Fantasy IX is next on Square Enix's chopping block. And Oblivion Remastered just showed up like NEPA when you didn't expect them to. Now, you see the difference is that they're charging full price for it. And don't even get me started on The Last of Us. See, that game has more versions than Lagos has bus routes. PS3, PS4, PS5. In fact, at this point, I'm expecting a remaster for PS6, even before we get the PS6 console. So, why all the recycling? I mean, it's simple. It's the easiest way for game publishers to cash out. A full new game can take 4 to 6 years to build. But a remaster, slap on new textures, fix a few bugs, give the dramatic trailer, and boom, back on the charts. It's like repainting your uncle's Tokumbo car and trying to sell it as brand new. Another thing you need to understand is that nostalgia sells and is big money. See, if you played Resident Evil 4 or Final Fantasy back then in Game House in secondary school, you definitely want to shell out 50k or whatever it is they want to charge you to relieve that joy in 4k, even if the gameplay is the same and your bank account is begging for mercy. Now, here's where things get tricky. You see, not all remasters are worth it. The Last of Us Part 1 PS5 remake looked gorgeous, yes, but fans grumbled. Full price again for the same story I've played twice? Ha! Dear God, in 2024 alone, almost all 30 remakes or remasters dropped. Persona 3 Reload, Tomb Raider Trilogy, Donkey Kong Returns HD, even Hitman Blood Money. See, at this point, I'm convinced that game studios are running out of ideas and just opening old cupboards to see what smells okay. And when the remakes aren't done well, or more, the backlash is hot. Fans will drag them on social media, uninstall faster than loading MTN data, and even ask for refunds like they're collecting change after giving conductor 500 naira. Still, I won't lie, some remakes slap, to be honest. You see, Resident Evil 2 was fire. Final Fantasy VII Remake turned an old-school turn-based game into a cinematic experience with combats that feels like chewing hot suya, intense and satisfying. But there is a limit. We're entering a phase where originality is taking the back seat, while remakes drive the keke. And even though I love a good glow-up, it gets tiring when every trailer is basically saying, remember this? We've added shadow under the tire and tree and changed the menu. That's now be $70. Come on. So, are remakes and remasters good? Sometimes, but they should be the exception, not the entire game plan. Give us fresh stories, give us new worlds, surprise us. Don't keep dressing old games in new agbada and calling it innovation. Anyway, that being said, let me know the remake you're secretly hyped for, or the one that's already pissing you off. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Me, as I'm like this, I want to go and play the OG Max Payne on computer before they bring out a new one and say that is grittier. Peace.